Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and Happy Hanukkah. And this is the special Christmas edition of The Other Side of Ropes. And if you guys don't know who I am by now, oh, come on, you ought to know. But you see the beard? Yeah, I'm too damn dark to be Santa Claus. So it's got to be none other than Red, Shaka, Black Magic. And for my contemporaries and compatriots over in the UK, dude. This is The Other Side of Ropes. This is the online blog, column, whatever you want to call it, about professional wrestling on the independent level from a wrestler's point of view. And yeah, if you notice, that's right. This is actually a pretty old shirt, some to speak. I picked this up right after the Sons of Ra, who were at the time the NWA Virginia Global Traditions six-man champions, which was a revival of the original six-man tag titles. Yeah, if you see it, the old school heavyweight title. And on the back, well, I'm not going to turn around, I'm sitting on a couch, but you have to take my word for it. But on the back, and this shirt was sold online back in 04 and 05, the original 10 pounds of legendary gold. That's what this shirt is. Matter of fact, I'll even go as far as doing this, because this is how lazy I am. And never mind a cowlick, leave me alone. You see the front, you see the back, the legendary 10 pounds of gold. Enough said. NWA. People ask me about my roots. Yeah, like I said, there was a point in time when I thought that we try to make this whole thing matter again. But I was once an NWA champion. So if anybody thinks I feel bitter, well, here's the funny part. This is before I found out about or shortly after I found out about the stranglehold that the NWA had and lost its grip. And the ironic part is the chickens came home to roost because they were raped and pillaged by one of their own that broke away some decade before. That was Vince. Well, actually, no. It was Vince's father. But Vincent J. had enough business savvy not to burn the bridges completely and still worked with other people within the territories. The territories, of course, were privately owned by all the promoters who ran each prospective one. The territories were the National Wrestling Alliance, which is why it was called the National Wrestling Alliance. It supported the World Heavyweight title. That was the idea. That was the concept. That's what made it work. Vincent K. decided to be a little bit more, I don't know, revolutionary. And that's when he single-handedly grabbed about 25. Well, you guys remember this from a couple weeks ago. I read it off from Piper. Come on. Fuji, Morocco, Atlas, Hogan, etc. And then the next line of the guys that signed the pact with Vince was a Click. Oh, you saw where that went. I just saw the thing with Scott Hall on ESPN2 a couple of days ago. Lo, how the mighty have fallen. It's sad. I mean, it's a weird road, you know. I'm not knocking them. I mean, that just kind of happens. And I'm thinking, to be honest with you, I know you was tight with the late, great Kurt Hennig. When something like that kicks off, yeah, your life gets turned upside down and you don't recover. It's hard. Very, very hard. People in the business in this level don't understand how crazy it was. They don't know about having to go on the road, and you're constantly on the road, not just 2 or 3 days out of the week, but every day. You're living out of your suitcase. Living out of your suitcase. And me, I only got a taste of that for not even a week, and I had to tour in Ireland. But it was quite an education. You know, certain things start catching up to you. And these guys did it constantly. You had to keep doing things to keep you alert, keep you awake. And they had to do it in front of television and live audiences. They're being groomed. Now, something else I brought up. I'm watching a lot of stuff on Cornette, and it pretty much confirmed my contempt and disgust for mainstream wrestling, especially the E. And what confirmed it was the changing the guards for the, who was in charge of booking the talent. Used to be Jim Ross, but the way Jim Ross did it was pretty sharp. He made sure you had guys that broke in, as did, say, in the territories. They had tryouts, as did the guys before him during the territories. Jim Ross kept this constant. He brought in guys with legitimate athletic pedigrees. Didn't matter if it was Olympic level, collegiate level, amateur, or professional. It was still athletic. If anybody was to question, were these guys legit athletes? They were. What happened? Johnny Ace. Now, I'm not trying to parrot anything, but I mean, the guys that I get my stuff off of, even from Facebook, Jim Cornette, it's on YouTube, John Laurinaitis. If nobody remembers him, Johnny Ace. I remember him when he was the flag bearer for the Sheep Herders in UWF. That was before they went over to Crockett's, before they became the Sheep Herders in the WWF. This is water, by the way. Now, the thing here was, John Laurinaitis was the brother of Joe Laurinaitis. And for those of you who are not in the know, Joe Laurinaitis was Road Warrior Animal. Bonafide star. Johnny Ace. Looked good, had a nice smile. 2 left feet. But when you get the kind of power that he had, you're going to bring in guys that are pretty much like you. So what happened? The E started getting guys, looked good, buff, tan, so on and so forth. 2 left feet, couldn't wrestle for a lick. Sounds like the E now, doesn't it? And some people think I'm bitter. And I mention things like this. They think I'm a negative Nancy. I was like, no. You guys do not see what I see. You guys haven't been down the road I've been down. And you'll never know because you guys have never taken a bump. And they probably never saw any of my footage, any of my columns. I'm not bitter. I'm just telling you what's out there because I've been through it. I'm being observant. I'm being realistic. Has nothing to do with being positive or negative. But what's going on is if I have to feel negative, then fine. I feel negative because what these guys are doing are not making it positive for people on my level, which makes it pretty darn hard. If you don't believe me, you want to talk about somebody who has definitely a right to be totally pissed, somebody check out the Briscoes. No. Not the ones, not the Stooges. No. I'm talking about the Briscoes from Ring of Honor. Those Briscoes. Yeah, those Briscoes. They've been around about as long as I have, and they some crazy fuckers. Yeah, that's the best way I can put it. If you ever seen any of their stuff, you'll understand what I'm talking about. They are crazy fuckers. Rightfully so, but they are real. I see them on occasion. In fact, matter of fact, the last time I had to work down in Delaware was the last time I saw the Briscoes. And listen, these guys been in Japan and everything, and they thought they were going to get in the mainstream. And if you check out this stuff, somebody put a thing in and I shared it earlier today. Well, not today, it's Christmas Eve, but the day before today. They had a thing, because they have to face Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas. And they had the thing when they shared with us the whole thing about that they were not cosmetically pleasing. And to quote one of them, "Excuse me? Since when was this a beauty contest? It's wrestling, damn it." But with these cats, you're dealing with Hollywood because it's, publicly owned. For those of you who don't know what that means, the WWE, before it became the E, has public stock now. It's been that way since 1999. I'm not pulling out the prospectus. That might be for another time, probably before New Year's. I don't know. Depends on how I feel about that. Depends on my mood. But yeah, cosmetically pleasing. In other words, you're not juiced up. You don't look pretty enough. Has nothing to do with wrestling ability whatsoever. Doesn't matter how hungry you are. It's called, if you don't put on a good face for the camera, they're not going to consider you. So for any of you guys that even think that you have a half an inkling of a chance, and you're about 300 pounds, or even trying to lose the weight, you're not juiced, you don't look pretty enough, don't matter how well you know how to bump, forget it. I'm not trying to piss on your cornflakes, I'm just telling you the truth. Has nothing to do with being bitter, it's being real. Now, in the meantime, this is the independents. We're not so much on I can't say it. We're not under so much pressure to worry about being ready for prime time. We're the independents. You got plenty of time to polish your stuff and get your thing done, or do your own bit. Everybody's going to do it, but do it right. Do not be a slave to mainstream wrestling or sports entertainment to use that as your template, because that's only the easy way out. That just means you have no originality, you have no imagination, and you're only being complacent. Just saying. That's my point. That's always been my argument. Even if I couldn't quite figure out what the words were even 7 years ago, I'm saying it now, and I'll probably say it again. Go figure. But I'm going to close this out. I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy. You guys enjoy your eggnog coming up. Don't eat too much turkey. Oh, wait, it's Christmas. Sure, knock yourself out, because you eat enough of that, that's exactly what's going to happen. I want to try and be cool about it because, well, I go back to work on the 27th, my grandparents' anniversary. God bless. Go back to work and work again. As in gym, work, more gym. Yeah. Lather, rinse, repeat with me. The cycle never stops. But on that note, I'll see you guys again the following week, the new year. Me, Johnny Logan, Top Rope Radio, and we're bringing our next guest. I can't remember who it is, but I'll jog you guys' memory after I jog mine when I do the next edition of The Other Side of Ropes. In the meantime, this has been Red. This has been 2011. This has been one hell of a year and a roller coaster ride and a half. I will see you guys on the flip side. And as always, on the other side of ropes, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy New Year. Incense. I'm out, people. Peace.